guys, so we're having a great day today. It is Tuesday. Happy Tuesday morning to you. I hope that your morning is going well. My morning is going great. Are you still doing this challenge with us? Those of you that are stuck around, yay, pat on the back for you, because guess what? We are starting month 6. So that means you've been here for 6 months doing this. Like, your house has got to be looking better. You've got to have a little bit more mental clarity, and you've got to have a little bit more healthy routines in your life, right? Are you feeling better? I'm feeling better. Myself, maybe this is not for you. Maybe it's more for me. I know myself, it's been rough. Like, moving, it's not rough. It's an adjustment to move and to start a whole new life and to start a whole new thing. And I feel like I'm just now getting into, within the past year, getting into good habits, getting into good routines, getting into good things, the decluttering, going through my home and just doing things. And we're far from it, far from it. We haven't really done any decorating, no painting, none of that. And it's been 2 years that we've been here. But like, getting to that point where, like, okay, feeling great, like feeling more normal. So I hope that that's what this video's series is doing for you, to encourage you to kind of keep moving forward in things in your days. So this is our 52-week series for those of you that don't know. And what we're doing is we're going through our entire house for the year. Going to pick different rooms, different areas of your home to go through and clean, declutter, go through, see if there's better purpose, see if we can change things around. Even though I've moved into my home, it's been 2 years now, and I've kind of cleaned things up, there's still things I need to go through and declutter. There's still things I can change. I could do this series again next year and go through and change things again, just because life changes. You know, you might have more money to do things, or you might have less money, you have to do something different. And so just going through and just kind of weeding things out and seeing what is it you really need? What is it you really need in your home for that? So I'm excited. So we've gone through a ton of areas. You can look back at the ones we've gone through, or I also have a book. If you would like to support my channel, you can purchase the book. I'll link it below. And it goes through what we're doing on here. Gives you, it's all written out for the entire year. So if you've missed some, you can kind of look back and kind of see and kind of catch up, or you can get it and just follow along with us and then just keep going forward and go into the next year and do the stuff behind. Or you can just start in the beginning and just go week by week, and you know what? It's going to be here forever, the video. So it doesn't matter. But thank you for those that have purchased and support my channel through that. And thank you for watching, because you know what? That supports my channel as well. So today's, and this month, we're going to be focusing on our laundry room. So I don't know what your laundry room looks like. Mine is just this little cubicle square right here. So there's not a lot of space, a lot of stuff in here. It just has washer and dryer and cabinets that really don't have a whole, they have stuff in them, but not really a lot of laundry stuff in them. So have big dreams, have big aspirations of things I wanted to do in this room, but we're not there yet, and that's okay. We're busy paying for food and water and kids, and life is expensive, is it not? It is. So you know what? You do with what you can. So today we're going to be focused on going through our laundry supplies. So this is real life, and this is what this looks like. So this is days worth of towels. There's still 2 on the floor that I moved on the floor just to give myself room. So we're talking about laundry supplies. This is the stuff you use to wash with your laundry. I don't really use a whole lot. Now I have a bunch here, but that's only by mistake. So I usually just use laundry detergent right there and bleach, which I have up here. So I usually have a bottle right there. That's it. I fill it up in my washing machine, because you can fill it up beforehand, which I'm pretty sure it's probably, yeah, it's pretty full already. So you can just fill it up right in here, which is nice. And it sends out the soap as needed, which is a good thing. So I don't have to worry about that. These were sent to me by mistake through Sam's Club. So I had 2 huge containers of pods that they gave me. I don't know, it's been probably 2-3 months that they sent it by accident. So I had those to use. So once in a while we have an extra load, I'll throw one in there just to, along with the soap, and just to give it a little bit extra boost. And then I have OxiClean here that I bought thinking I would put it in with white clothes, thinking it kind of would help brighten my brights. I don't feel like it did a whole lot to anything. So I'm like, you know what? That's okay. That's okay. So I'm just using it up. I bought it at Sam's Club, so I have a humongous box. So there's a lot in there. So once in a while when I throw light stuff in there, or there's a lot of extra stuff, I will put that in there as an extra scoop in there. And then up here, I just keep my, I'll be cleaning this. Oh, there's bleach right there. Oh, I just wonder where that was. Okay, I have my bottle of Clorox, right, or my bleach. That's what I have there. So I am basically going to be cleaning out this, because the other days we're going to be doing different things. So I'm going to kind of clean this out here. We have a pickleball set still up there. Have not touched it. Have not touched it, because there's ones available with our HOA. So we don't even need that, but it's up there. So cleaning this, I have my, oh, this is in there. Okay, see, I find this stuff all day long. So basically, I'm going to discover stuff. I have these in my bedroom. I don't know what, or do I still have them in there? Did I move them in here? I feel like for the longest time I kept them in my bedroom, because that's when if I see them in there, I know I have them. And then I realized there's a whole box right here. So in the weird sense, I'll probably put these in my closet because it's one of those things out of sight, out of mind. You don't know they're here. And that's it. And I keep my extra bags of my Norwex Ultra Power Plus. This is the laundry detergent stuff. Works awesome. And so I fill up my little container, which I did use back here for my laundry, but I've started using it in my kitchen for cleaning stainless steel and doing things. And so it works good for laundry too, but I mostly use it for like regular cleaning and my cloths and stuff. So I decided to keep it out there. So that's it. And then this would be my urine remover in case Maxine decides to pee on a rug. You know, it happens. And so I have that. And this, I just realized, does not need to go in here. I need to put it in the bathroom. So I'm just going to get, see, people I think throw things in here. This is to clean out my dryer vent. Let me get this stuff out of here. So see, these are like roach traps, like things that, because Florida has those palmetto bugs, but I have not had to use them anymore. So back here, I just never even think they're even here. Okay, let's get to keep going out. We'll keep the pickleball up here because we also have the baseball gloves over here. It's one of those like just weird things to keep. I have this, I have very little in here. There's not much, but this will stay in here. I use this. I need to put this on my steam cloth. I always use my other pads. I wonder if these would be better. I'll try those out. This is to clean out my dryer, which we're going to be doing here soon enough. So it's meant to fit in the cupboard here, obviously. And then my urine remover, that's got to stay in here. And these are extra, so I'll keep those back here. Okay, so that's good for me. For now, for this one here. Okay, I'm going to put the bug traps in my bedroom. I know it's probably not the best place, and this goes in there too, because we always need that. Let me go stick that over here. I'm glad I went back here because I had a whole container in my bedroom closet as well. And I'm like, I must have bought more ant stuff thinking I needed it, and actually didn't. So we don't have, like Florida I guess is known for lots of creepy crawly bugs. We don't get that much here, which I'm very thankful for. Very, very thankful for, because in the mountains, oh, we had spiders. Okay, battery died. So in the mountains we had spiders. Spiders galore. Big, giant, nasty spiders. Now I know people here get a lot of stuff, and then we have, I think they get those, it's like a, it's, I don't know, I think it's called a palmetto bug. But I believe it's like a cockroach as well. I think so. We moved in here, they had them under the sinks, and I was like, eh. And so what I noticed is that first year I put those little traps, which I had under our sink. Like I saw two, I've seen two, that's it in the household. So I put those under the sink, and I was like, okay, and then I haven't seen them like at all. So we spray our yard ourselves. People here all day long have the pesticide people come, you know, they're right at your door knocking to pay, you know, however much a month, which is a lot. We just buy the stuff from Walmart and spray, and it works amazing. We do it every month, and it works amazing. Our yard must be very dry because we don't get a whole lot, but we do in the spring. I noticed it happened last year. Tiny, tiny ants, very tiny. They show up in the bathroom. That's like the only place. They're upstairs in the girls' bathroom. And in the boys probably don't even notice it because they've never even told me, but they come and go. They're just there a little bit and they go away. They're super tiny. You can barely see them. I only noticed them. I noticed them in our windowsill a couple months ago. So I put one of those traps by the windowsill. They're gone. It's like they're not around enough to, you know, become a nuisance. And so that is the only thing I noticed. I think outside one time I did see like the cockroach, whatever, humongous. I mean, I kid you not, it was big. It was on the wall by the clock, and I was like, oh my goodness, I've never seen a bug that large that way ever. So I know they're here, but we really don't get that much in our yard. So I'm very thankful for that. So it seems even like right now we haven't even sprayed yet. We just bought stuff because there's a couple like mosquitoes and stuff outside, and I'm like, well, maybe it'll be time for bugs. We need to do it, but thankfully we don't have a whole lot. So I have those little traps. I haven't even replaced them. They're already dead. They're under my sinks now. I know they're already out of stuff. Or do they just dry up? Or do they have to get eaten by the roaches? I don't even know. But anyways, the spider stuff or the ant stuff does dry up. I was just thinking the roach stuff, I don't even know how that works. But anyways, we really have no issues with them. So I'm thankful for that. So anyways, all that said, I'm glad that's in there because that's the only place I would remember that it's at. So this is it. So I'm going to be putting, let me wipe this off here. Okay, we're going to clean these off here eventually. So what I'm gonna do is just slide this stuff over. Yeah, because we're gonna be working over here. So this I keep out here. This has got my little work gloves, which are all hardened. Yeah, that's gonna work. Okay, those will go in the garbage. These are just for hard cleaning, so I keep this right here. There's rags somewhere to find out who's got those and what. And then we have the pads for our steam mop. But I never thought, like we always just use these. Would this be better? I don't know, we'll have to try. And I've got these containers. I really don't need them anywhere, so they're like extras. So I'm gonna see if maybe somebody could do it. We've also got pepper sprays for the kids, you know, when they ride their bikes and stuff for safety. And then all of the keys for all of the bike locks. So do you think we remember which one is which? So those are all just in here, right here, and then these are for when we go ride in and stuff, which they don't really need to be in a case. So these are handy. We take these when we go walking because there are wild animals in Florida, and it is good to keep those on hand. So we do have those here as well. I'll put those right in here. So we have extra containers we do not need here. Okay, up there, I just kind of went up there real quick. They are the baseball gloves, which are still up there. Again, we have it with the pickleball over there, so that's no big deal. I should probably want to put them on one side. Those are Jane's glass bottles for kombucha. I'll have to see if she wants those. And then we have water for hurricane. So I'm going to, I'm thinking like last year we filled up a lot of things, so I'm not too worried about getting more of those. I'd like to get more water. I need to get more water bottles, but last year I just filled up all of our containers is what I ended up doing. So those are still there, and that's fine. If I get more, I'll get some more and stick them in there. I just absolutely did forget they were in there during the hurricane, so we'll have to stock back up this year. So that's it for me, like for back here. So I'm going to take, there's a piece to my robot vacuum that we don't use that one because we never mop with it. And then that little container there, I will throw away those pieces and then see if anybody else needs little organizers for things because I don't have a need for those anymore. And then the rest of this month, we're gonna be focusing more in here. So there's a whole lot more areas to clean out and weed out and do things in here. But laundry room, just go through your supplies, see what you have. I don't know if you have a lot, or I know my mom's cupboard above hers, she'd have a ton of little things in there. So she'd have a whole closet full of things. I use up every last bit of things I have. So I don't usually ever have extra bottles of anything because I'm like, oh, use that up, like the OxyClean, use that up. So I'm more of a use up kind of person, but maybe you have a lot of extra in your cabinets that you need to go through. So go through those this week and get it all weeded out, see what you actually have. You might even have enough stuff in there to last you for a while. And if you don't use it, throw it away or pass along to somebody else. So, all right, we're focusing on laundry room this month, so it should maybe be easier for you. It won't take as much time, but it's good for the month of June. Easier kind of month. So, okay, let's keep going. So this month for a healthy routine, we're gonna be focusing on producing productivity and focus because we all want to be productive, correct? I do. Do you? I want to be productive. I want to have a good focus on things that I do. And so today I'm going to recommend something, and maybe this I found doesn't work with everybody, but it works with some people, and it depends on, I think, also your season. Some people, it's about journaling your day. Now, some people are talker-throughers. Like at the end of their day, they want to go through and tell you everything that they did for the day, right? Some women are like that. I have friends that are like that. When they want to call you, they want to tell you about everything they've done because that's their way of like how they focus on things, like be able to like not really work through things, but just share everything they've done, right? That's just how they get that off. They feel good about doing that's a good thing. Then there's some people that keep it more inside and they don't really share a whole lot. So maybe for them, it's going to be about writing it down in a journal and journaling what they did for the day. It doesn't have to be anything huge, doesn't have to be tons of thoughts, but maybe things they were going through. Just take a few minutes to write things down in their journal. It helps get it on paper, almost like you're releasing it to somebody else. So maybe you don't have a person that you can specifically talk to and share everything with. And so you don't really have that friend to kind of go off with. So journaling is very helpful for that. I know I've gone through different seasons. Like I'm always like, I don't really like that journaling thing. But I have found that when I'm going through things and when I'm having a hard time really like keeping my mind focused on the things of God and things that I'm supposed to be focusing on, I'm dealing with reeling thoughts in my head, a journal is very helpful for me to write out what I'm feeling. And then it's fun because I'll go back. It's funny, not funny. I'll go back to it and I'll read and I'm like, wow, look at how that was in my head all the time and all those thoughts I was thinking and how I was thinking about that constantly and how I was going through that. And so journaling helps me kind of write it all out and get it out of me. It's almost like it's writing it to God to like say, here, God, this is for you, and getting it off on paper to somebody else. So it may work for you journaling. Do you have to journal every day? No, depends on what you're doing. Sometimes just writing things down helps you go through that things. Just like sometimes talking to a friend to be encouraged helps you get through things. If you have a spouse, talking to your spouse and getting things out is makes you feel better, right? Sometimes those things happen. Talking to a therapist, talking to a counselor, and having somebody, or even having a good friend that's rational that says, yeah, okay, that sounds good, but that's not good thinking. That's not right things. So you can see how those things are helpful, right? So sometimes you don't have all those options. You might have somebody, maybe your husband doesn't want to hear everything you're doing for your day. Maybe you don't have a counselor or a therapist or a good friend you can confide in. Maybe you're all alone. Get it. Maybe there's no one that wants to hear your stuff. Get yourself a book. Write in it. Start writing out your thoughts for your day and writing out how you see things. And then you know what? Sometimes when you're going through things, it's good to do that. And then you can kind of go back later and look and go, wow, that was really bad thinking I had at that time. Or that really wasn't good thinking at that time. Just sometimes writing that out, you're able to kind of sit back and look at it objectively and go, I need to rethink those kind of things. So journaling. So you're going to start a practice, if you need to, of journaling 10 minutes a day. Just write down what you do for the day. And it's also something good to go back and look on and just go, oh, that's kind of neat to do what we did for the day. And even, okay, let's take it a different step. What about maybe if you have a child? Okay, maybe you're raising your children at home, and maybe you could start like a mom diary. And now you want to keep this good because they're going to read it later. Maybe you go through and just kind of write simple things you do for the day. Today we finger painted. We colored. Today this funny thing happened. Today we saw birds at the pond, or just different things so that they can kind of look back and go, oh, wow, look at what we did today. I know we have a phone and people record moments and things like that nowadays, but writing things out. Something to look forward to look back on as you're getting older to see, oh, look at what we did for the day. It's kind of a good thing, good little memory thing too. It doesn't necessarily have to be something to kind of dump everything on, but maybe more of a, this is what we did. I know there's families that do that. They kind of write down to kind of document like what they do for their life. And it's kind of a neat thing. So, 20 years from now, their daughters can look back and go, wow, this is what was going through mom when she was 40. This is what her life was like. You got to think about one of those things, like I know for myself when I write mine out, usually I write them out and then you know what, years later I'll look at them and then I just throw them away. It's like I don't want anybody to read them. But maybe you'll write something that somebody will be able to look back on and read. I guess you get to decide what kind of things you want to keep in there. Some more personal, more things that you don't want anybody to see because it's your own thoughts. That's fine. Just keep it to yourself. But maybe it's going to be something that families are going to read later, your daughters are going to read later, or to be encouraged by the words that you said later on. So those are all things to consider when writing in a journal. So something to consider just to help with the processing, to being aware of what you're thinking. It lets you go through and go, was that good thinking? Was that not good thinking? That's what we're all talking about this month, is the productivity and focus. And so if your focus is on things that are not good, it'll be able to show up in your writing. You go, oh, that isn't something good to be focusing on. And then you can kind of rechange what your focus is for that day. So get yourself a notebook, write yourself in a journal. This month we are focusing on rest and renewal, and why that's important. Like, why do we need to do that? I know my whole life, been around for almost 50 years, and I know there's been different seasons, different times. I know when I didn't give my body and my mind that time to rest, it was a little more chaotic. And I understand you're going through seasons, you're going through different times in life, and sometimes you don't feel like you ever get a break through things. I get it. As I get older, I see the benefits of having that rest and that renewal time in my life. So that's what we're going to focus on this month. So this week, I want you to focus on taking a 1 day a week for a day of Sabbath rest. Now, this is where some people will be like, well, rest on Sunday. That's great. Some people say, well, it's not really truly Sunday that you're supposed to rest. You're supposed to rest on Saturday. Okay, what about all the church workers that have to work on a Sunday? What day is their day? Their day of rest is Monday. What if you're a doctor or in the service industry and you have to work a Sunday? What day can you rest? And find a day. I believe it's about your heart. I'm not God. I'm not going to, argue about which day is the Sabbath day, but I believe that God will give you 1 day of rest a week. I believe he can get that in your life. I believe he can. Maybe in different seasons you can't. Maybe there'll be a time in your life when you have to work 7 days a week. And I trust that God will get you through that as well. But what I've learned is that if you really truly take that day of rest, how much better you feel mentally all around. I know for myself, going through different things and just busy, even in the busy season of life with kids and not really getting a break, when I took those days on Sundays, even though I still had to, like, even having a lot of little kids, I know that you go through different seasons in life. And I know when my kids were little, Sunday was going to be a day of more of rest. It wasn't going to be completely rest because I still had to take care of life and kids and house and stuff. So, but what I would try to do is the night before, get everything ready, get all the kids' clothes ready, make sure they have clothes for church, and then we would, get sandwiches packed so that we could make sure that on the way home from church, when everybody was starving and we were tempted to go buy McDonald's, we just pull up the sandwiches, we ate those on the way home, and that filled everybody's belly. And then I knew that in the morning I would get up and I'd throw something in the crock pot, the slow cooker, so that even though I was doing work, but I'd have lunch done, so they'd be full with that. And then dinner was already started, and so that way by the end of the day they'd already have a meal plan. Now I still might have to do dishes in there, still might have to do that, still might have to wash bottles or whatever. You still got to do some things in life. Sometimes I might still have to pick up the floor, but for the most part when they were little, trying to do those things to help ease my Sunday to make it a little bit easier, and then maybe we'd go to the park or play outside. That would help myself hugely. I know even now Sundays, they do get a little bit busier, but we try to make sure we get up and get some rest, get some relaxing time, and don't just go right start working. Sometimes I'll get up and I'll start doing a little bit in the morning, and then by the time we get home from church, it's like, okay, that's my time to rest. To go sit out in the pool, swim a little bit. Sometimes we lay in bed and take a nap and just relax that day. And then maybe that night we go to the beach and just kind of walk and just unwind and just take that nature in to kind of recharge and get ready for the week. So however that looks for you, like taking that time to do that, it makes you feel amazing. It really, really does. And I know it does for me. And I just going and going and going. And I know it's not like I can completely do nothing on a Sunday, so maybe on a Saturday, I'll relax more in the afternoon, because I know Sunday is not going to be very relaxed in the morning, but you know what? By the afternoon, I'll get to relax. You know what I mean? Try to make those things. And also like chores and cleaning and dishes and things like that. I try not to do any of that on the weekends. Sometimes I do if it's not too much to pick up. But for the most part, just enjoy that restful time. Get your meals kind of planned out if you can, so that you can take time off. I like to throw in freezer meals on a Sunday. Something I can throw in the slow cooker. Something that doesn't take a whole lot of prepping. Even cooking on Friday to have for the whole weekend, game changer. Because then you don't have to worry about anything. But I know this weekend I didn't. And so Sunday I just got up and I threw in jambalaya on the stove. And it was so nice to have that. And we came home, everybody had some poor boy subs, which was in the refrigerator. And then for dinner, they could grab jambalaya that was already cooked. And I didn't have to worry about doing it. Dishes in the dishwasher, easy cleanup, a little bit in the sink, so that my Monday, it wasn't too bad. But then I was able to rest. I was able to take the time to relax and lay in bed and, read my God's word, kind of sit and spend time with my family and get a walk in and do those kind of things. Those are so important for refreshing your soul. So however that looks for you, I don't know. Maybe you're exhausted from the week and that day is your day of sleeping, then sleep. Sleep and get the rest you. Get outside, take a walk. Breathe in some nature. Go see a sunset. Go walk the beach. Go walk a mountain. Go walk a nature park, wherever you're at, just to get outside and to take that time. It really does recharge you for the week. I know when I'm go, never get a break and constantly moving. But like when Monday comes, it's like, oh my goodness, I'm already fried because I feel like I didn't even have a break on the weekend. So I know taking that time, it's like, okay, I had my rest. I'm ready to take on my week. So I look forward to Mondays because I've already kind of relaxed for the weekend, and I'm like, okay, ready to take on my Monday to get going, where most people probably get up and be like, ugh, Monday. Where I'm like, okay, I've had my ample rest. Time to get rocking and rolling for the week. So find your Sabbath day of rest so you can take on and do what you got to do and get forward in this life, right? That's what we're going to focus on this month, and getting our rest in. I'm going to give you other ways that we can do it so you can be a better you. Isn't that awesome? We are halfway through the year already, almost halfway through the year, pretty much halfway through the year, and just being able to take a few of these to implement in your life, game changer. So, all right, so that's it for today's video. So hopefully you'll take some of these into account and do some, and be able to bring yourself some peace, some relaxation, a little bit more organizing as well. Remember, if you want to get the book, I will link the book below. You can get the book and follow along. Maybe you've missed all the beginning ones and you don't want to watch all the videos. Get the book and you just can go through them real quick and catch up to where we are right now. And if not, just go slower and be finished in the middle of next year. That's another option as well. You can work through the book and it supports my channel, supports what I do. But if not, just watch the videos, go back and watch the other videos as well. And we'll get through this decluttering through our home, renewing our minds, getting good, healthy routines built up in us so we can be a better us in next year. It's not or through the whole year, but by next year, you're going to be a way better version of yourself than you are this year. It's not a good thing. I'm looking forward to that. All right, you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you again tomorrow with another video. All right, see ya. Bye.